the latest ITV News in the Tyne Tees region with Ian Payne and Amy Lee.
Hello there, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
On tonight's programme, driving up prices, the anger and annoyance as the Tyne Tunnel's fees are set to go up again.
The court hears how a Northumberland teenager accused of plotting a terror attack researched an atrocity in New Zealand.
Hands-on experience, the Newcastle company marking their centenary by training young people with disabilities.
And it's a Geordie takeover in London's West End. We're at the Aldwych Theatre, where the play Jerry and Sewell, based on the cult film Purely Belter, is getting its official premiere tonight.
First tonight, to the anger over plans to raise the cost of using the Tyne Tunnel once again.
The tunnel that links both sides of the River Tyne between South and North Tyneside has seen price rises year on year since 2011. The company who run it say that the price of crossing is linked to inflation.
For those who use the tunnel regularly for commuting or business, it's meant frustration and the feeling they are being squeezed for more money to use a vital service, as Tom Barton reports.
It's the crucial transport link connecting North and South Tyneside, taking nearly 20 million vehicles a year under the Tyne on the A19. But this year, once again, prices are going up. That's bad news for Colin McQuaid, who runs a recycling business just 700 yards from the tunnel's entrance. His company makes more than 1,000 journeys through the tunnel every year at the cost of about £350 a month.
When you pay more for a service, you expect the quality of that service to improve. And I think, having been in business in this area for a long time, it's got worse, if anything, not better. You take the proposed latest increase in isolation, it is small, but if you take all of the previous incremental increases over the last 5-6 years, then that is a much bigger financial impact.
Particularly if you're making multiple journeys a day through the tunnel.
Absolutely.
And the price of crossing the Tyne really has gone up in recent years. When the second Tyne Tunnel was opened in 2011, tolls were set at £1.20 for cars and £1.50 for HGVs. By 2014, when a new inflation-linked method for working out the toll was introduced, it was £1.60 for cars and £3.20 for lorries. By 2020, the toll had gone up to £1.80 and £3.70. A series of increases over the last few years mean it's now set at £2.50 and £5. The increase proposed for later this year would see it rise again to £2.60 for cars and £5.40 for lorries. The price for cars is now double what it was in 2011. The price for lorries has more than trebled. The increase is drawing criticism from a group which represents minicab drivers.
The way we see it is a tax on working class people, and it makes our situation really bad. It just means less and less people are able to afford to go from A to B. It has a knock-on effect where we're losing work. So the drivers that we represent are already working long hours for very little pay. So with the cost of living crisis and everything going up, it kind of adds to our misery.
A decision over whether to increase the toll will be taken by the North East Combined Authority early next month. But the region's mayor says local government has no way to stop the increase.
I don't think it is fair that charges will increase on the Tyne Tunnel, but due to a deal that was done in 2007 that promises that private company more money every single year, we simply don't have a choice. If we didn't increase the prices to the Tyne Tunnel, we'd bankrupt our combined authority. And so, as much as I don't think that it's fair, it's not something that I have control over.
Every year since 2018, there's been an increase in prices for either cars or HGVs. The cost of crossing beneath the river going ever upwards.
So Tom, lots of criticism of increasing toll charges. How has the company that runs the Tyne Tunnel responded?
Well, Ian, the first thing to say here is that nobody really has very much control over these price increases. Ever since 2014, they've been linked to inflation, increases in the cost of living, as part of the law that allowed the second tunnel to be built in the first place. But TT2, the company which runs the tunnel on behalf of the investors who funded its construction, has seen increased profits this year and has paid a dividend to investors. They say that dividend is a significant milestone. They say it's normal for well-managed projects, and say that dividends are only being taken because the tunnel has been completed and has been operating successfully for a sustained period.
Tom Barton at the Tyne Tunnel, North Shields for us there. Tom, thank you very much indeed.
Next tonight, a court's been told a Northumberland teenager looked up information about a white supremacist terror shooter, Brenton Tarrant, before then researching the location of a Tyneside synagogue.
The teenager, who can't be named because of his age, denies preparing acts of terrorism, possession of terrorist documents and sharing terror publications. He also denies membership of a banned neo-Nazi organisation.
Our correspondent Greg Steele has been following today's proceedings.
This is Brenton Tarrant, a white supremacist who shot and killed 51 people in terror attacks on 2 New Zealand mosques in 2019. Today, a jury at Leeds Crown Court was told how a Northumberland teenager accused of preparing acts of terrorism himself had looked up the jailed gunman's equipment list and online manifesto just weeks before his own arrest last February. That same evening, the jury heard he'd also made a Google Maps search for the Newcastle Reform Synagogue. The court was told how 2 days later, on New Year's Eve 2024, the teenager made a search on homemade .22 ammo. The prosecution say that search history was further added to later, looking up what gun parts can be brought back from a holiday in America and how to make improvised explosives. The jury was told that the teenager used the messenger service Telegram to contact the banned neo-Nazi group The Base. The prosecution reading out this exchange attributed to him. Will I be allowed to join if I live in the UK? Yes. How old are you? 15. A further alleged message exchange put to the jury by the prosecution read, why do you want to join the base? I want to be part of a group that's active IRL. The jury was told IRL was an abbreviation used by the teenager to mean in real life. The court was told how in the months previously the teenager had posted pictures into his Snapchat accounts of various items similar to those photographed and seized by the police from his home, including a replica Nazi cap, body armour, skull masks and matches wrapped up in grey tape.
And Greg joins us from outside Leeds Crown Court with more on this. Greg, what else was the court told?
Yes, Amy, earlier in the hearing, they were read aloud a number of extracts from a handwritten journal found at the teenager's home, dated a year earlier, that's 2023. One of those read, still need a few things if I do my attack soon. There was a caveat underneath, probably wouldn't. And then a number of items listed out, including explosives, armour plates and the words flamethrower maybe. Now another entry from later on was read out entitled Natural Selection. A subheading underneath that, the court was told, was to-do list if ever this goes wrong. And then words including plan, practice, write manifesto and build main bomb. The teenager denies all of the charges against him, and the hearing here at Leeds Crown Courts is continuing.
OK, Greg in Leeds for us this evening. Thank you very much.
Now, Hartlepool launched its campaign today to become an official Valour Centre for Armed Forces veterans.
It's part of a £50 million national project to have a single place for those who served to get support for health, housing and well-being. Chris Conway reports.
It might look run down at the moment, but But the hope is that this former cafe in Hartlepool will soon be a one-stop shop for veterans.
We have a thriving veteran community in Hartlepool, but one of the things I hear quite a lot from veterans is that services aren't coordinated in the way they should, they're not as supported as they could be. What this centre will provide is that coordinated support in one place, run by veterans critically.
Hartlepool is home to almost 4,000 veterans, which is around 5% of the town's over 16 population. Numbers which local politicians and veterans organisations say supports their case for the site in Middleton Grange to be recognised by the government's Valour programme. The programme offers chosen projects a share of a £50 million fund to improve coordinated veterans services.
So the space where you stood right now, this is going to be for one-to-one work. So for counselling, for our caseworkers to work with individuals as well. So that's what this end space is going to be used for.
And this one?
The middle space is for social inclusion groups.
Okay.
So we're going to have the likes of our art and crafts and model making and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Going here in the middle of the centre.
Okay.
So the far side we're going to put a small cafe. And the idea with the cafe is just a little bit of revenue just to cover any costs that are associated with the premises, basically. Coming out of service and transitioning back into civilian life can be very difficult. Life's totally different. You pay your own bills. And a lot of them haven't had experiences of that, which then leads on to debts, to worries, to mental health problems, to substance abuse in some cases as well.
The plan is for the centre to offer medical, financial and employment support.
To deliver services to benefit veterans, not just from Hartlepool but from the broader region, is important to us. We want to be more than just landlords. We're very much here to support the community.
Those behind the centre want to open regardless of a successful Valour bid. Their ambition is to offer a clear front door to help for veterans. Chris Conway, ITV News.
Now, next tonight, should the government follow Australia's lead and ban social media for under 16s? Well, on tonight's Around the House, Tom Sheldrick's guests weigh up the harm as well as the benefits that it has for young people.
What we need to do, as we say, is make sure that we're protecting them from the other extent, at the other end of the spectrum, whether that's pornographic images, whether that's violence, whether that's bullying. And I think that it is really interesting what they're doing in Australia at the moment.
If by doing this you actually start protecting the vast majority of under 16s, then that's something worth doing.
And you can see that full debate on Around the House. It's later than usual tonight, but you can already see it. It's on ITVX and also on our YouTube channel. New research claims that millions of older people and those with mobility issues are at risk on pedestrian crossings, as most can't reach the other side of the road in time.
Basically, the study by 3 UK universities reckons that at pedestrian crossings, the green man isn't on for long enough. They estimate that just 1 in 70 over 65s can walk at the standard pace, which is used to dictate pelican crossing times before the lights change.
And disability campaigners have told ITV News that that means it can really impact their confidence when they're out and about. Nick Smith reports.
Cameron Wood is a pretty active 20-something and is keen to get around his town centre, aided by an electric wheelchair. But when it comes to crossings, it's a constant rush to reach the roadside.
I hadn't even finished crossing the road before the lights went from green to red. That made me feel really unsafe because I didn't know whether the motorists were going to move off.
So recently I looked at this issue and found that I was given just over 5 seconds to cross one pedestrian crossing, but then when I went to another one I was given just around 7 seconds, and that isn't enough time. It's scary. Motorists need to realise that we need that bit of extra time to cross, because if we aren't given that time and the lights do change, we are put at risk and it could be dangerous.
Guidelines for road crossings assume the average person walks at 1.22 metres per second. But a recent study of more than 1,000 adults found in the over 65s that drops to 0.7 metres per second. We asked people in the centre of Newcastle if pedestrian crossings give them ample time to cross the road.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all. It's been quite good. We've got to loads of different cities, and this is quite a good one to cross. So yeah, it's not too bad at all.
I feel like you do, yeah. It depends on how many people are trying to cross at the same time, but generally there's enough time to get across safely.
Not always, no. I'm disabled, so sometimes a bit slow. Longer is always good.
Dr. Max Weston led this recent research into crossing times and says the results should leave transport planners with a lot to think about.
20% of the total population in the UK will have some kind of disability and compromisation of their mobility. In the older adult population who I'm working with, we think it's about 40%. We're only really talking about 5 or 6 extra seconds at a crossing to enable the majority of this population to be able to cross at a comfortable speed. There is probably a compromise that we can find.
The Department for Transport says making crossing times inclusive is part of plans to boost numbers making journeys on foot, and newer crossings with sensors do detect for those who may need a little bit longer, to try to give them the confidence to navigate our streets safely. Nick Smith, ITV News.
And the ITV Evening News continues after us. It's at 6:30 tonight with Lucrezia.
Coming up on the ITV Evening News, Robert Jenrick sensationally sacked from the Tory party as he's accused of plotting to defect to Reform. Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch says she had irrefutable evidence he was planning to quit. So where does it leave the party? Back safely on Earth, the astronauts forced to cut short their mission after a health scare in space. And signed, seal and delivered how a postman found this visitor on a Norfolk doorstep. Join me for those stories and more at 6:30.
Now, there can be many obstacles making it difficult for young people with disabilities and learning difficulties to get into work. And a helping hand can make all the difference.
Yes, a family business that's been in Newcastle for 100 years is celebrating its centenary by offering basic plumbing and electrical skills training to young people from a local charity. Our reporter Julia Barthram went to see them hard at work.
Have you actually gone out and done these for people?
Yeah, all the time, every day.
This is a chance to learn from the experts and see inside a workplace. Trying new equipment and learning about new skills. Experience which can be hard to find, especially for young people with disabilities and learning difficulties.
The opportunities are very limited. A lot of workplaces need to make small adjustments to offer a little bit of extra support to new staff. But we know these young people can offer so much and they give 100% in everything that they do. They'd be a fantastic asset to any workforce.
So Tom's been learning how to do press fit copper pipe work, okay? And this is Tom's work that he made before. He's doing really well, okay? He's picked it up.
Did you make this from scratch?
I have really enjoyed fixing pipes together. This is all new skills that I am learning.
This opportunity to learn these skills is being offered by Newcastle firm H. Malone, set up when Henry Malone left the harsh conditions of the shipyards to build his own business. The company has grown in the Gosforth community and, now run by the 5th generation of the family, is celebrating its 100th year.
About that milestone, we wanted to do something special and give something back to our staff and the local community. The Smile for Life young people are here learning a heating, plumbing, electrical skill, something they've never done before, takes them out of their comfort zone a little bit, and they're really enjoying themselves, having a fantastic time and showing that they can actually do these skills in a live environment.
Live, neutral and earth.
So now we're making an extension lead up. Joe's making an extension lead up now.
My great uncle used to work here.
Have you done anything like this work before?
Never, no.
So I've been doing pipe work and LED light work and that kind of thing.
Have you done work like that before?
Never. My first time.
No, I haven't really done it before for the first time.
Did you enjoy it?
Very much so, yeah. I loved the hands-on experience and the work as well. Really enjoyed it.
This is the first of 100 challenges the company is undertaking to celebrate its history, many aimed at improving the future for these young people. Julia Barthram, ITV News, Gosforth.
Yeah, and best of luck to everyone who is training hard today. Next, we turn to sport, and Sunderland boss Regis Labrie has heaped praise on defender Dan Ballard, who's been named as the North East Football Writers Association Player of the Year for 2025. Ballard played a key role in Sunderland's promotion charge last season, and since reaching the Premier League, he's been defensive stalwart in a Black Cat side that have defied expectations so far this season. He'll be given the award at a ceremony in March.
He stepped up in the Premier League, so it's still a question mark before this step in a new league, probably the biggest in the world. So he showed that he was able to play at that level with great consistency, without injuries as well, because it's still a question as well to be consistent. So happy for him, and I think it's fully deserved.
It is indeed. There's been comings and goings in the transfer market for Middlesbrough. A Danish defender, Lucas Engel, is expected to head to the United States and join the MLS side in Salt Lake City in a reported $1 million deal. Meanwhile, Borough today confirmed the signing of highly rated youngster Finn Munro. The versatile 20-year-old came through Chelsea's academy and arrives from Aston Villa on a 4.5-year deal.
And we're staying on Teesside because the new head coach of Middlesbrough FC Women says that he's delighted to be at the helm of his boyhood club. Former assistant coach Joe Lilly has taken on the job on a permanent basis. He's been in interim charge following the departure of Michael Mulhern.
As a Borough fan, a Borough lad, and I grew up in Normanby, to be sat here on the other side of this bench, kind of to speak to you guys and to be announced as head coach is amazing for me. Obviously, being at the club last 2.5 years and kind of being in and around it, watching the women's side grow, it's a real honour.
And some positive news for cycling fans today. You won't have to put in as many miles to see some elite action next year. In the last hour, it's been announced the Tour de France 2027 will be starting in Edinburgh, heading through the Borders and the Lake District, so just on the fringe of our region.
Yeah, loads of good news there. Some more good news now, because a theatre production that had pretty humble roots in a small 60-seater venue in Whitley Bay is now set to turn London's West End black and white.
Jerry and Sewell is the title. It tells the tale of two hapless Newcastle United fans trying to get their hands on a season ticket for their beloved team.
Now it's beginning a 2-week run at the Aldwych Theatre, which is where we can join our reporter Katie Cole, who's been chatting to the cast in London. Katie.
Good evening. There is such a buzz here. The Geordies are in town. This is the Aldwych Theatre, home to Elf the musical, Tina Turner the musical, but for the next 2 weeks it's home to Jerry and Sewell, a Geordie play based on the novel The Season Ticket, which then became the film Purely Belter. And like you say, it's about two mates who have a dream to get a ticket to their beloved Newcastle United. They go to great lengths to try and get it. For 11 of the 13 cast here, they're making their West End debut. So it is a dream come true for the cast and crew.
Every time we're kind of stepping out of the space and slipping into normal mode, we're looking up and we're seeing the big posters out front, and every time we leave at night, it's the biggest, it's all lit up, and it's just like, it's a constant reminder of how far this has come, and it's like truly unbelievable. I really am waiting to just kind of wake up.
It's a real sort of pinch me moment, you know. It's like it's kind of everything that you work for as an actor, and like here we are, you know, both of us making our West End debuts. It's unreal.
It means everything. I think it's like representing our region on the biggest stages of all. I keep saying it doesn't really make sense, but it does, because of the talent and creativity we have in our region. And hopefully this is the start of a bit of a movement that we're trying to do in the creative industries in the North East.
So tonight it is the official premiere. The red carpet is going down outside, and the theatre critics are going to be in the crowd tonight. So fingers crossed for some good reviews. But the director of this play, Jamie Eastlake, said that he had a dream, and like Jerry and Sewell, it came true. Tonight, Jerry and Sewell is on the West End.
Katie, thank you so much. It feels like Newcastle in the cup final last year, doesn't it? Big stage at Wembley, big stage in the West End tonight for that North East team. Good luck to them.
And talking of stars of shows, the Sky has been the star of the show.
Fair enough. The Sky, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, to you anyway. Jerry and Sue.
Beautiful sunset this evening. We've got those lovely red colours across much of the region, and the photos just came streaming in as a result. Let's continue with the good news, shall we? Because we gained around 2 minutes 45 seconds of daylight today, and by the end of the month we're gaining close to 4 minutes a day. So if you're not enjoying the shorter days at the moment, there is a change on the way. The clouds have been rolling in, that's reflecting these lovely colours. Earlier today for sunrise, still looking beautiful, but clearer skies, that real chill in the air. Here's the moon over Tynemouth there. Still easy enough to get up for sunrise, I'm going to say around 8:20 in the morning at the moment, but it is getting earlier and earlier. But of course, with those long cold nights, we're still holding on to a lot of ice at the moment. Temperatures have been particularly chilly, although I have to say today we are halfway through meteorological winter. We made it, guys. The countdown begins today. Does the weather change? Let's take a look.
Wet by the coast, with a high chance of sun and splashing. TUI sponsors ITV Tyne Tees weather.
The clear skies developing at the moment just mean those temperatures falling down again overnight. Clear skies, lighter breezes, it's chilly, there's frost around some ice and some patches of fog into tomorrow. So wintry start to Friday. Sunny spells though developing with a scattering of showers, particularly through the late part of the day and overnight into Saturday. Low pressure nearby at the moment, just a bit of rain edging in towards parts of North Yorkshire. That clears away quite quickly. This is the focus as we head through the next few days. Just quite a loose area of low pressure sitting over Ireland, and around that, not too breezy, but we are seeing a fair few showers and some of those merging together, forming longer spells of rain. Today's rainfall is slowly clearing its way out towards the North Sea. Most of us avoided that. As it does move through, the cloud goes with it. Now, with the clearer skies and lighter breezes, you can see here a widespread frost into tomorrow morning. Some patches of quite thick mist and fog as well. Temperatures down at around -3, -4 degrees. So again, that wintry start into Friday morning. The fog is going to be a bit slow to clear for some, but we are seeing those brighter breaks developing. And then just a few very isolated showers. For the most part, daylight hours, it's dry. We're holding on to those sunny spells. The breeze is from that southerly direction. But even with the sunny spells, temperatures just between 4 and 6 degrees. So still very much a chill in the air. Later on Friday and into Saturday, so we're looking out towards the west to this area of low pressure. You can see further spells of rain, they're merging together there. So overnight into Saturday morning, we could see some heavier downpours certainly over higher ground, and it is chilly enough that over the highest ground there could be a little bit of winteriness in the mix as well. So mixed picture as we make our way through the weekend. Lots of clouds and spells of rain with occasional brighter breaks. Lighter winds though, temperatures pretty similar to what we're seeing over the next couple of days, peaking around 6 or 7 degrees.
TUI sponsors ITV Tyne Tees weather.
Thank you, Ross. Halfway through winter.
Yes.
The national and international news is next.
I'll be here with a late update for you, 10:35 tonight to be precise. Hope to see you then. Have a good evening. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.